I still have a dream.
Okay, welcome to the Eskwilax Hour.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Eskwilax Hour, episode 131. And yeah, today is what do you call it? We're trying to do a little bit of everything that we're known for, just getting creative. We have Sputnik on the side. You guys gonna be able to see him do his thing as always. We're always glad that he can come through every Friday that he's available, come through. But yeah. And Josie will be on right now. Angel, Fifi, Yayo, Ruben. I think Doom is out here, and also Nolan, Jack Jiminy. Everybody's here today. I'm glad y'all are here today too, tuning in. Eskwilax Hour 4 to 6, and sometimes Marco, and never Observed. I don't know where that guy's at. Nah, I'm just joking. Shout out to Absurd. He's probably at work right now. Hoken behind the camera with the what is it? My Crazy Woman. He's promoting Richie's shirt. That's dope. And Greeny also. She's in right here. She's gonna come do some face painting for us. And yeah, this is the Eskwilax Hour, episode 131. The Eskwilax Hour will bring you arte, live painting, interviews, local issues, and the most recent events was the Mexico earthquake. That's pretty bad. Also, the Puerto Rico hurricanes, Florida, Texas. Everything is, pretty awful, I guess, in the news and just over there where everybody's at. And everybody I know is trying to fundraise. And, we're also trying to fundraise for the coffee shop. So pretty much everything is all at, de un solo putazo. But I'm glad if you guys found like the correct fundraiser, like, cause there's a lot of them too. You guys gotta double check. Supposedly some of them are scams. Just make sure you have the right sources to like send your, I guess, relief funds. That's the way to put it, too. I forgot the name of the one. I'll mention it later. The one in downtown that I'm thinking of going to donating some clothes, some canned food. Just cause I do have some of that like at home that I haven't used. And I bought it like, I don't know, a few weeks ago that I was going to get some canned veggies. But some people out there right now need it more than I do. I have it, from where I stand, from where they're at, I have it good right now. Even though I'm not in the best situation, but I'm here, alive, breathing. And Marco, you want to go to Sputnik's camera?
Hello, hello. Test 1, 2. Yeah, to touch on what Ephraim was saying, there's a Super Chief Gallery in downtown. Go on their Instagram. They're accepting clothes right now. That's another spot that's taking donation from Mexico. So right now we're going to, on a lighter note, we're going to work on a new medium today, which is a record. And this is actually something that hits close to heart, to home. It's going to have Casper the Clown, the friendly ghost, with the words "hip hop is dead." So that's something we'll be working on. I already prepped it. Pretty much you just go onto the computer, you print it out, get yourself a cutting board, you cut it out with a pen knife, place it on here with some tape, you trace it out. But since we're crunched for time, I just did it already. I used the regular stencil that I got from the 99-cent store to make the letters here perfectly because my penmanship is like really, really not good. So right now we're gonna start working on this. I used the regular house paint to do the base so that I could pop more against the record. And we're gonna just use red for the letters, black and white for Casper, and then we're gonna just get going with this. There's a show that I'll be at on Wednesday at the Exchange, the Raw Artists, so I'll have this there, as well as other pieces and mediums. What else? Oh, also Sunday we're gonna be next door at the Zapoteca Cafe, with a lot of artists that you'll see here and plenty more. We'll be taking donations as well as selling art to help with the relief in Mexico. So I'm gonna get started, and yeah.
Doesn't have a mic. Sputnik.
Sorry, I forgot I had the regular. They didn't have the mic on me. All right, so the reason they chose this medium was because I have a lot of records that my record player busted, so I wanted to do something with it. So I figured, what's something that everybody's talking about, like, oh, like hip hop is dead. This would be funny to use that. So that's why we're using the record. Yeah. So here we go. This is an interactive show. Like, if you want, you could actually shoot questions. If you want any more information about any like relief funds, like for places, and or if you just want to shoot me a question, let me know.
Right, Greeny, you wanna? We're waiting on Josie right now. Do you wanna?
Okay, hello? Yeah, we've been. You want me to start? I think so, yeah. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Eskwilax Hour. Thank you yet again, everyone who's here. Today we have two special guests, or a couple of special guests. But first off, we have Greeny and her beautiful art. Hello, Greeny. Welcome. Go straight ahead. And of course, our model, Glenda. Thank you, Glenda, yet again for being here with us and supporting the Eskwilax Hour every Friday. And of course, we have Angel, who's going to be here with us today. Are you going to enter? Okay, cool. So, how you doing, guys? What are we working on today? What kind of magic? A Katrina Calavera? Nice. Perfect season for it. Just nice. Oh, what would be the difference? Like a Calavera and a Katrina? So Katrina, like the picture that we have back there, right? Where you're wearing like the sunflower crown. Oh, okay, okay. So Catrinas have like their crown. Fifi, come here. And then just a calavera would be like what you have. Uh huh. Yeah. Uh huh. Mhm. Nice. I mean, so why wouldn't you want to do a Katrina for Halloween? Would you explain to the people that don't really understand the difference between, you know, the cultures and what it is Dia de los Muertos or Halloween?
Well, we don't want to mix it up, first of all, because it's already closer. Okay. We don't want to mix them up to begin with because it's already been like overused, I believe, in the past year, where everybody thinks that Halloween and Dia de los Muertos is the same thing, which it isn't. Dia de los Muertos is more like a, well, how can I put it? It's like a ceremony. It's a ceremony. You're not really just going out in a costume and dressing up. When you're in Katrina, you're not dressed up for a costume. It's not a costume, actually. So it's just mainly like to pay respect to your past ones. In my beliefs, is when you paint your face, it's kind of like you're loaning your body for that night or for the first or the second of the night to have your loved ones who passed away use your body and dance, eat, party, you know, do whatever. And Halloween, in the other hand, is just like, I don't know, I guess people party and they get dressed up, kids go out and get candy, well, adults get drunk, you know, so
Right.
it's different
Yeah,
and in the
definitely.
cultural aspect. And you know, it's it goes down as far as like our ancestors, like the Aztecs, the Mayans, and all that. So I just believe that we should keep them completely separate, like not to mix it up with Halloween.
No, yeah, definitely. As you described, it's important to like understand art and its meaning. And for this particular episode, we're dealing with face painting as Catrinas or Calaveras. And thank you for sharing with us what it means to either honor, you know, the past through traditional dress up and paint and visiting your ancestors throughout this time, and Halloween, which a lot of people here in America or LA or even internationally understand Halloween as the day where the dead comes back, or the day where kind of people celebrate the dead in a maybe not a very religious way, you know, or in a more, what would you say, Angel, like a traditional Mexican or Central American tradition?
Well, for starters, my my background, I would say we don't celebrate the dead nor Halloween, so I can relate. I could relate now to Halloween a little bit more, but in the aspect of how do you describe it? Just the notion of just being radical, or just like, you know, obnoxious with a costume, or just, you know, disrupting, you know, just making something up throughout the time. But overall, I would say I'd never seen Halloween as a drinking thing, but it does sometimes, you know, push people to do something, you know, they shouldn't. But overall, Greeny, so you're from your perspective is not all skulls are required to be put on as display for any sort of you know, like just holidays or so. I mean, it has to have like a meaning to it in order for you to paint a skull.
Not every time I paint a skull, it has to have like a meaning, but I believe like when it is a Katrina or a Katrin, it does have to have a bit more of a meaning, as in for Dia de los Muertos, not just Halloween and you want to go out and like.
Or just any other day besides Dia de los Muertos, right?
Yeah, like there's sometimes where people will be getting painted for the first time, or they're just not aware of this, the tradition or the culture, or whatever Dia de los Muertos is about, and I help them out to choose what goes on their face. For example, I can ask them like, well, are you today, you're like here for someone in particular, like especially in the ceremonies like the one that happens in Placito Olvera, the Dia de los Muertos, the novenario. And they'll be like, yeah, I'm here for, my mother, my father, my sister, who passed away. And I tell them, well, we can commemorate that person by choosing maybe their favorite colors, maybe a design, like if they like roses or a bird, something that symbolizes that person. And or even their name, like in the traditional calaveritas de azúcar, they put the person's name on the forehead on the foil paper. I don't know if you've seen that. Some people they like that also, or we just I'll just incorporate it somehow into the face paint design. But yeah.
So you would consider yourself more of a traditional face painter, and in the sense of you keep tradition alive in your work, and also in how you do your work, because like you stated, you don't necessarily do the Catherine for anybody. You specifically say how you do it, why you do it.
Yes, especially more now that it's a big controversy in reality, because back in the day, like it's completely different now, like the whole face painting stuff and the way we celebrate it, because now it's more like in religion, I don't want to get too into detail with all of that. But nowadays, like, they also celebrate El Dia de los Muertos, like with more, I guess, with religion involved in it. And back in the day, like when our ancestors used to celebrate it, it wouldn't even land on the same date. They wouldn't do the same type of stuff, it was different. So, I mean, we, as Mexicans, we try to keep it as original as possible. But, I mean, we also have to kind of work with what's going on now, and me as a business person, I also have to, like, I don't know, like update myself to what's going on and all that. So yeah, I guess a little bit of both, but it's also good if you're able to explain to people what it is they're getting before they get it or when they're getting it, like that's nice also.
Definitely. I mean, it's a really great explanation that you're saying that we do need to evolve with the culture around us, even though we want to keep a lot of things traditional, which Dia de los Muertos came about because of an evolution in society, an unfortunate evolution, which was, some people's opinion, the mestizaje of Spaniards and Mexicanos and Aztecas, and just the evolution of a main part where a lot of people traditionally know Dia de los Muertos from being Mexico. Of course, we can repeat and reiterate that Dia de los Muertos is celebrated differently all over the world. Like per se in Guatemala, when we celebrate Dia de los Muertos, we go to the cemetery and we plant kites, and they don't do calaveras on their faces, but they do put it on their tombs. And everyone, as you say, we all celebrate it differently, and everybody does try to maintain things as traditional as possible, because history is important to be remembered the way that it happened. As we would say, even though the stories may be fading away or evolve after time, or different perspectives are given throughout time about who won certain battles or who didn't win certain battles, but we most definitely can all agree universally that death is a sad thing sometimes to some of us, and a happy thing when it comes to celebrating the people that love or that have passed away. But most definitely, thank you for being part of that history that continues to recycle memories and create stories that people nowadays can adapt to. You know, that some people who not traditionally were born with the background of understanding what the Los Muertos is, or even ever relating or being allowed to celebrate Halloween and whatnot. So it's definitely important to have all sorts of storytellers and people to archive these memories that we have, especially if you want to, I don't know, continue to develop as artisans, because there's multiple kinds of artisans. As you see, we have had on the show our model Glenda is a multi-talented medium artist. She does art, modeling, and sort of many of us, so do you, and it's very nice how we're able to incorporate the many talents that a lot of us artists have nowadays that may not seem so relative to the main society, or maybe nowadays now more relevant to main society. We talk about social media a lot on our show, and it's very important base to a lot of artisans nowadays, as a business person or as a colleague or as someone who's just interested in art, you know. How would you say social media for you that have now, how long have you been doing art for? I'm sure it's been a while.
Really cool. But I think I was really more an artist in mind, and they sometimes find a few photos like from when I was a little child, and they are something painting or doing my little cousin's hair, or like all sorts of stuff, drawing. Like I always always like color. But as far as like here and as an adult and more recognized, like you were saying, on social media and stuff, I believe about 8 years.
8 years now.
Or so,
Yeah,
around
definitely.
there. Maybe longer. I don't really keep track. I'm very bad at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a good
That's awesome.
while.
Definitely. I like what you got going on right now. You got the yellow and the pink. And her cute little nose is still sticking out. But it'll pop up soon. Well, what do you think about Angel? Have you, like you said, you never really traditionally grew up with Dia de los Muertos or Halloween as part of your background or part of your culture. I don't know, has that affected, or what do you think about keeping culture alive through art? Because it's part of your life too. You do art.
Keep your eyes closed.
The way I would describe it, I would mix it. I would mix it up. A lot of people choose not to because they want to keep culture just culture. You know what I mean? And not a mixture. We as mestizos, as you stated, we are born in a melting pot, in a mixture of things. So I myself, I haven't really dealt with, like an exclusion or an inclusion because I celebrate or don't celebrate it. The fact that we participate in just the rituals itself states that we still see something within that notion or within that group of of jesters.
Right.
So some of us, as we stated, we come from a new generation where most of us have been adapted here. We've grown here, or we know this society as our home. So we can fully understand ourselves if we don't understand what our society is about. So if we're part of a society that's mixed, then we're just gonna have to get used to the fact that most of our culture is gonna be a mixture of things.
Right.
For instance, Josie, you're Guatemalan, I'm Mexican, and Fran's Oaxacan, which is still Mexican, but we each define it differently. You get me? Our homie, it's Hoken, he's Salvadorian, so we each can relate to the Day of the Dead or Halloween in a different concept. You get me? Not maybe what our ancestors have done or how they portrayed it, but same with religion. We change it up. We change everything up. We change education up. Now we're teaching through iPads. You know what I
Right.
mean? Before we were teaching through a pencil or pen. You know what I mean? And if you got something wrong, you would have gotten a ruler on the hand. Yeah, I mean,
Or you
even
sat in
even
the
our
corner
even
with
our
the cone
education
here, huh?
system changed. Like we used to implement, strict rules where if you didn't do your homework, you were gonna get detention for a week. How did that correlate with you actually doing your work? But I guess it's developing and just adapting.
Right.
Right, but overall,
How has art? Sorry, Angel.
go
You were
ahead.
saying something?
No.
How have I mean, as you were saying, Greeny, we're born artists, and as we develop and grow, we change, we adapt. And how have your people adapted with your change? Did you start off doing a different kind of art in comparison to the art that you're doing today, or how has that happened?
Do you mean as far as in skill or like?
As in what you
I would say the community
like to
within,
do.
with the community that you push your art within, the community that you outreach to. Like, have they seen much of the, how would I put it, of an expansion in your art from just doing art on a piece of paper to face painting?
Because you do all kinds of art, right? You do not just, of course, she's a master, and I very, very beautiful job at Calaveras and Caterinas. And I've also seen on your page body art, complete body art, like universal things, earthy things. You've done lots of different things. Is there something that you started off with and then developed and just do everything now? Or mostly you've done similar work?
As far as if you're referring to like in social media and to like the people who follow me there and have followed me
Just
like, throughout.
well, not just social media, but just in general, like
General?
everybody in general.
Well, most of the people that know me, they know me first that I was a full-time body piercer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so a lot of the people that know me met me through that first, and then after that I started doing more of face painting. I used to also do nails and just
You
hair
do
and
also
makeup.
regular makeup too,
Huh?
right? You do regular makeup
Yes,
too. Yeah.
regular beauty makeup.
Beauty makeup, yeah.
A little bit of everything, just a little bit of everything that has to do with makeup. Makeup is my favorite type of art, really. I also paint with acrylics, but my very favorite definitely is makeup, body paint, face paint, all that. On the
Right.
my favorite canvas is the skin.
Nice.
The skin.
I would agree. It's a very beautiful live canvas.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And for a while, I also was doing some tattooing, so I think that kind of inspired it a little bit more. And growing up, I grew up with living in the same house as one of my uncles, and he used to tattoo his friends. And now that I think back to like where I'm at now, I guess in my art and all that, I believe that influenced me, a lot. Because I remember that I would always be like chismosa, like, hey, what are you doing? And like, how do you do it? Like,
Yeah.
all that stuff. And little did I ever imagine that I was gonna ever be like in the body art industry,
That's awesome. I mean, the possibilities are definitely endless in the art world, right? You could switch from being a body piercer to doing body art to injecting ink and color into the skin with tattoos. So
Body piercing is still considered, body art, body modification, and I still do it. And
Yeah.
sometimes I like to mix it up, like do body piercing and face paint or makeup and that. And like for a while, I was doing a lot of corset piercing. Have you seen that?
yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, that was really fun, and I used to like to do makeup on my models while I did the piercings as well. And that went pretty well, like hand in hand,
Uh-huh.
And it looked cool. And then I actually stopped doing body piercing for a while. Not stopped completely, but I was just doing more like part-time, I guess, like just by appointments and stuff. And I focused a little bit more in my body painting, face painting, and all that stuff.
And you launched yourself, self-launch, right? People reach you through a phone, social media. I'm assuming you have possibly an art page, or how has it gone? Like, how have people met you? I know you possibly set up at at an art walk, maybe? Or what was your first time you exposed yourself to, hey, I'm down to body paint you? Because, I mean, as I talk to other body artists, sometimes it's hard to find for them, like in makeup school, to find people that they're down to paint. I mean, now it's definitely more popular, and I've seen it in the past year or two, or I'm not sure how much you would say, but for some artists, it would be hard for them because they're just like, I'm not really sure, or unless you're part of like a shoot or you're doing it for some kind of specific purpose, it's hard for them, even in beauty school sometimes, to find the models for like an exam or something.
Like I said, working in a tattoo shop, I think opened up the doors a lot more for that.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because, everybody wants to get tattoos and all that, and face paint, body paint is more like a temporary tattoo, you can say, you know?
Right, yeah.
And in the tattoo industry, people are open for body art. And
Nice.
So
had a lot
I
of
believe
canvases.
that helped a lot.
That's really cool.
As far as like finding models and gigs and shows. A few years ago, we used to work at this tattoo shop. I still work there, actually. And it's called Balam Tattoo now. Back then it was Iguanas Arte. And we used to do this event called Lunadas. And it was, I believe, once a month. And that's where I started to connect with other body painters, face painters. And we did some nights where we did the face paint live there, or body paint. And that's where I don't know how to say it, like, where I met more body artists or face painters, and I got more involved. Like, I got more welcomed into the whole scene of it, yeah.
Nice.
And then started doing events, like Dia de los Muertos events, because I think that's more like my, I don't know, you could say like my specialty.
What you really like. Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of artists that find their specific thing that they like. I used to think I like to draw trees. Like, that was what I would always doodle. That's what I like to draw. And if I can't think of anything else, I think about a tree.
Trees, nice.
Yeah, so, so it's pretty cool how you found you're like, I like this and I'm good at it and I'm gonna share it.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Definitely, social media has been a major impact in my art, I could say, because that's how I was able to expose my art more to different people, even like all over the place, not just like in LA, or even where I used to work a lot was up north in San Francisco and all that stuff. Then now I have friends like all over now, and not only friends that on Facebook, but that are also face painters, body painters, and that opens up a lot of opportunity, to be able to travel, I guess, if I ever would like to do any like body art expos for body painting and all that.
And so for the media that you use, like the utensils, are they regular brushes, or are they specifically made for face painting? The paint materials that you use.
I like
your
to.
setup.
Huh?
I like your setup.
Oh, thank you.
Very colorful.
Thank you so much. I use mostly face painting brushes that are specifically for that, but I also use a few regular brushes that you find like your typical art store, because I don't just use like only like face painting brands. I use whatever helps me achieve what I want to, But for the face paint itself, the paint, I use just skin safe painting. No, I don't use any acrylics or anything like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for the viewers that want to practice face painting, at home, because I know that there's some viewers from the meets that sometimes want to put together something, for their for their photos, or just to show, or just to be more confident and just being out there without being seen, right?
Yeah, and especially if you work with kids, you want to stay away from just using anything besides skin safe.
Right, exactly. And
yeah,
you do
face
a
paint.
lot of face painting for kids, right?
Yeah, I do a lot of for kids too, for like birthday parties or at events, like community events. I do a lot of the kids' face painting.
Nice, nice.
Little bit of everything, adults, kids, everyone likes face paint, so that's
Right.
fun. It's always fun.
And like you said, how you worked at a tattoo shop. You also you also practice safe cleanliness, like hygienic, like you clean your brushes thoroughly, because some people
Yes.
just they do face painting, they go to kids parties and then they just use the same water, the same stuff, and then it's best for them to know the safetyness of just being just hygienic on that sense,
Definitely.
right?
Definitely, that's a big part of it because you don't want to give anybody any infections or get them
Right.
sick or none of that. Especially
Right.
when you're working with kids, because kids get sick or they fall and they scrape their faces, and
Right.
I hope nobody falls and scrape their face, but you gotta be a lot safer with kids, with everyone. Like you were saying, working in the tattoo industry and body piercing has made me a lot of a germ freak.
Right.
So that helps a lot in this too. It was a easier transition too, like okay, I got this.
Right.
Like, I
Plus,
can.
it's not something more. It's not something permanent, like you said. It's
Yeah.
more, you can take it off if you don't like it.
Yeah, definitely. I hope my scratch is not. Let's see.
I wish Fifi could get some face painting. That'd be pretty cool. Is there any animal paint?
You know
What
what?
is this actually?
Not on fur because it would absorb.
Oh,
But I
okay.
actually brought my dog with me, and he's a hairless dog.
Yeah.
So I always body paint him for Dia de los Muertos.
Really?
He's in my car right now.
That is so cute.
I noticed that it's becoming more popular to not just have hairless cats, but to have hairless dogs too as well. For the families that are hygienic, they can't have kids with allergies, they can't have fur around or so, But that's a good thing to do. Adopt a hairless dog.
Oh yeah, definitely. Not only that, but the fleas and the smell
Plus-
is
plus
completely
they-
like.
But they do need a lot of maintenance. We had 2 hairless cats. You need to clean their
I
eyelids.
had 3 hairless cats.
Oh yeah, 3. And
Oh,
then
that's cool. You still have them?
No more.
and then also
We have 3 hairy cats now.
just maintaining them. eyelids, the earwax, just making sure that they don't sit
She
on.
would get so many little black heads on her booty. It was so
Yeah.
cute.
It's not really that tough for the dogs. I think
Oh, you're right.
they're a lot tougher skin. Like a lot.
But still though, because since they're oily, they get more oily. They're prone to have acne and
That yeah, you
acne
gotta
and
like
blackheads too.
Take
you
care
gotta
of
make
them,
sure
huh?
you wash them. It's just
Isn't it like a weekly thing you have to wash them, or what do you think?
well, it depends
There
on the
he is,
weather for me
actually.
because they get very cold and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But my dog most of the time he's indoors and he just goes out for his walks. I
So-
shower him like once or twice a week.
Nice.
But for the skincare, like the oiliness and stuff, yeah. If you put like too much greasy things on them and you're like over exaggerating
if
stuff,
even
Yeah.
if you don't like even the pet soap, it's just it's just bad for their skin because they have
you gotta
more
use
sensitive-
natural stuff. Like for my dog, I use coconut oil and I use very little of it. Like I
Wash
don't
it?
overdo it and I don't do it every single day either.
Because
Yeah.
even we've gone to like pet stores, veterinarians, and even though they're hairless, they're still prone to have police left and right because we live in California. We are
You know,
known
it's
for
so
our
sad
fleas,
that they would
ticks,
get hit.
ants,
Fleas.
pigeons.
I don't know, but
Who? She's here? Who, my baby?
No,
Oh.
the dog.
Coat, ¿quieres venir? Ven. Do you want me to bring him?
if she could sit here, that'd be nice. That way.
It's a boy.
It's a
Let me
boy.
see. Let me try.
Camera's on.
Come here, boy.
How are you feeling, Glenda? You look like the queen of the dead. I love it.
I don't know if he's gonna get along with your baby,
Oh,
but
okay.
we can try. I'll sit here with him for
That's
a
why I
bit.
asked if he was friendly.
See, go ahead.
No, don't let her sniff. Oh, maybe, huh?
Does she bite?
She doesn't, but she's on her period today.
Oh.
Not you, Mama. I never seen her act like that.
Let's see.
Hi,
Stay here.
Sorry, Mom.
Where's
I know that's not what might have happened. But either way, here is what's
This is
what's
Koa.
your name again?
Coat? Mira aquí.
Pug?
Hi.
No.
His name is Coat.
Koa, nice. Nice to meet you. Thank you for being here today.
We'll take
He's
him
so
back now.
pretty.
Yeah.
He's
Hey,
so
wants to-
pretty. Oh my God.
You could get his leash.
Sorry, Fifi's not feeling it today, but so cute. There he is. Oh. Thank you, Greeny.
You're welcome.
Oh.
Sorry.
But definitely, we were just saying.
Well, and also, just FYI, because I've had some people asked about the name Greeny. You changed it to Greeny officially, right?
Besides what? Like,
Just
As-
like
or
just
just the
overall in
Instagram
general,
name?
like just as
Oh,
you introduce
before?
yourself, media-wise, as an artist name, Greeny is your.
before, like when I used to do the body piercing and stuff, they knew me as Greeny Lokes. And then I recently changed it just to Greeny. So it's a little bit shorter. And well, my company name is Arte de Corazon. So Facebook made me change my name actually because
okay.
you know how you have to have a first name, last name, and all. And
Right.
it has to be a real name. Greeny Arte de Corazon is not my real name. But yeah, now I'm just Greeny Arte de Corazon.
Nice.
Nice.
And people find you as Greeny
Yeah.
normally.
They
That's
could
cool.
put hashtag Greeny, Greeny Arte de Corazon. It'll come up.
Really, really nice.
She got mad.
Yeah, I already knew she was gonna get like that.
You know what I wanted to talk about actually?
Yeah.
Is our upcoming events
Yeah, definitely. Tell us about it.
for.
You wanna,
for
Efran,
October.
if you want to put the events in the background, so as she's describing the events,
Oh.
we could talk about them.
Oh, did you send like a flyer or something?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I sent
cool.
a few of them.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, definitely. They'll probably pop up.
Right. But the first event that you want to talk about is
The first event, well, the first one coming up that I have for October 1st. Well, I'm gonna be here on Sunday also, but for October 1st, I'm gonna be at a restaurant/bar. It's called Ichta, and that's in downtown LA. I'm gonna be doing face painting there, and after that, it's October 8th.
Yeah.
For the Uptown Whittier car show and Dia de los Muertos event.
Nice.
So we'll be there from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. For the Ishta, I forgot to say it's a night event, so I will be there from 9 to 1 in the morning. And then after that, it's, I believe, October 15th, which is in El Sereno. In El Sereno, and it's also the Dia de los Muertos event. That one, I believe, runs until 8 or 9 p.m. And after that one
These
is...
all free?
Huh?
Are these free events that people can go to? How would they find them?
The ones that I mentioned so far, they are free.
Oh, okay, cool.
And they're all on my Facebook account. I usually promote all the events that I'm going to be at.
Perfect.
Or Instagram as well.
And your Facebook is the same name as your Instagram, right?
Yes.
Greeny Arte de Corazón.
hmm And the only one that they do charge for is Hollywood Forever Cemetery.
Oh yeah,
That one is October 28th,
October 28th.
which is one of the biggest events for Dia de los Muertos in Southern California.
Right.
It's very nice. And that one's till 12 midnight, from 12 to 12.
I like that one. I went there a long time ago. It wasn't even all of Café Tacuba, but the year Café Tacuba went. It was
Oh, really?
cracking.
They've been there, I
Couple
think,
years ago.
twice.
A couple times,
Yeah.
right? They went, yeah. really nice.
I think the first time it was Hopo or something. Like
Yeah.
It was on Ruben with his Hopo band. This year it's going to be at Terciopelados for the free concert there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Can't wait for
Definitely.
that.
Thank you, Greeny. Like you said, if you weren't able to tune in today to the Eskwilax Hour,
Okay.
she's
She's done.
You can find her through her Instagram, her Facebook, at these local events, of course, also. And of course, on Sunday, you're going to be back for the Zapotec Cafe fundraiser. But thank you, Greeny, for blessing us yet again with your beautiful art and for continuing to do what you do, for bringing your family today to the show, and for finding time in your busy schedule, which I always admire and appreciate. There she is, Glenda, the Katrina.
Close your eyes.
So nice. And like we said, people can hit you up. Like you said, you don't do it for Halloween, but you do different kinds of calaveras,
Yeah, I
like the
get
one
to
that you're
zombies
rocking.
too.
Zombies. yeah.
Anything.
Anything, definitely. So hit up Greeny. Wonderful person. Glenda, I'm sure you felt very comfortable. And you look like $1,000 million. It's so pretty, both of y'all actually, which is really, really nice. And I'm not sure if you have any last words or comments for your people that are watching you.
Yeah, well, thanks for watching today. And if you don't already follow me, go ahead and follow me on Instagram or Facebook. You can find me as Greeny Arte de Corazón. And at our events, you can find all the event infos there. And I will be here on Sunday as well to support Zapotec Cafe. So make sure you come by and support everything going on over here. It's going to be a lot of art. And just don't miss it. And yeah, follow me. If you want to get face painted for Halloween or Dia de los Muertos, I am now taking appointments. So just message me through Facebook or call me. Everything is on Facebook already. So
Thank you, Greeny. Super, super cool. Thank you yet again, Glenda, for being our wonderful model. And Sputnik, I love it. Casper's looking so cute with Hip Hop is Dead on a vinyl. Super nice. Very,
Super
very
nice vinyl.
And this piece is available for purchase. No, I'm just kidding.
This piece,
Is it available for purchase? It's really nice though. Thank you very much, everyone.
thank you, Sputnik.
For being here today, and we are about to show some clips from our weekly Eskwilax street team and our commercial.
Right.
And we'll be right back with Ruben Torres and Yeyo and two artists who will be talking about boxing and art.
All right.
So
But
thank you
thanks
so
again,
much, y'all.
Greeny,
Stay tuned.
for
We'll
showing
be
us
right
the
back.
difference between, the skulls.
yes, definitely, anytime.
All right, and commercials.
Commercial.
You can break my heart forever if you want to. I'll play the 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 I'll play the
Life's a risk, carnal.
This is your world, your creation. It's your world, your creation.
Instagram is _Yeska_interior love. There it is, it's on the board. So Yeska_interior_love. Definitely follow the page and we'll update you with new photography on new pieces that we'll be working on for the end of the month. I've definitely been starting to create some more, but we're gonna get more into it. Last art walk, it was pretty successful. The Instagram is _Yeska_interior love. There it is, it's on the board. So Yeska_interior_love. Definitely follow the page and we'll update you with new photography on new pieces that we'll be working on for the end of the month. I've definitely been starting to create some more, but we're gonna get more into it. Last art walk, it was pretty successful.